podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for All About Android is provided by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com.
This episode of All About Android is brought to you by Ford, featuring available sync. Now you can control your media player with simple voice commands. Enjoy your drive while you easily search and listen to your favorite songs. Check it out on the 2012 Ford Focus and at ford.com/technology.
Welcome to All About Android, episode 85, recorded on Tuesday, November 13th, 2012. This is your weekly source for all the latest news, hardware, and apps for the Android faithful. I'm Eileen Rivera.
I'm Jason Howell.
And I'm Ron Richards.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And the show is better because of it.
It is. Today's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday,
Oh,
Dad.
happy birthday.
He's in Spain, so I can't tell him that. So he's on vacation.
Ooh,
But yeah, so happy birthday,
that's
Dad.
a nice place to spend vacation.
Yeah, no kidding.
Awesome.
So, the elder Ron.
Elder Ron.
Wait, are you Ron Jr.?
No, I'm Ron the second.
Ron the second?
Yeah, he didn't like Junior, but yet he named me. Yeah, well, that's a whole nother story.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Oh my God, I just discovered something new about Ron.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So I'm kind of sad.
Why are you sad, Eileen?
Yeah.
Why
Open
are
up.
you sad? What
I'm
could you be
kind of
sad about?
sad because I'm moving soon.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Your exciting new opportunity
My exciting, we've talked about it already. I'm super psyched.
that we're all very excited for you for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that means that this is my last show as a co-host.
I'm sad about that.
I did not know that. No.
You didn't read your email?
No, yes, no. I've been in denial. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
My last show as an official co-host, but I could be as a guest every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know,
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Kind of like Matt Cutts does, you know, for This Week in Google here and there, or any other Googler that comes on that show. So,
Well, you always have a home on All About Android.
Thank you.
Honestly, the show wouldn't be what it is without. I mean, I think just the three of us have great chemistry. It's going to be impossible to find that. So you're going to be incredibly missed on this show, but we will have to bring you back as a guest if you're allowed. I really hope that Google is cool.
Yeah, Sergey says it's okay.
Yeah. You know, have a little one-on-one chat with Sergey and just say, "Hey, this is really important to me."
Well, because if you don't come back, I'm going to be bugging you every week to ask you about the latest Twitter apps. I mean, how else am I going to know which ones?
Oh, believe me, I'm still going to be ranting and raving about it on Twitter. On whatever new Twitter Android app I'm on, like, why doesn't this work? Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm sad. I was, 85 shows.
That's a good run. It's a good run.
85 shows. Well, I missed one or two, actually. But
actually, so how many alpha shows did we have?
We had like 6 or 7, didn't we?
Yeah. So you almost hit the 100 mark.
We had some sort of document that tracked the episodes and what we talked about.
That doesn't exist. A wiki.
Somebody
wait a minute.
that wiki.
Nah. So.
But yeah. So anyway. Sad day for that.
No, but it's happy because you have a tremendous opportunity. We're all excited for you.
Yeah, we're super.
So I mean, that's what it is. I mean, like we have a nice run. TV shows, your favorite actors leave. I know I was brokenhearted when Mark Green left ER, but the show I kept on watching.
I was sad when Nurse Hathaway left.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or when George Clooney left.
And when George Clooney.
That show is pretty much made of being sad when people leave. So so you're following in great footsteps. There you go. We're just like ER.
Because if you weren't sad, what would that say?
Right, exactly.
What would that say about me? All right. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yes, we do.
So let's talk about it before we have any more pity parties about me or me having a little pity
party. Do we have a lot of stuff to talk about, or do I have a lot of stuff to talk about?
Actually, Ron has a lot to talk about, so let's get into our news.
I just want to be specific about who has what to talk about here. All right.
I know I have hardly anything to say.
Big day, big week, big November in terms of Android. As Android 4.2 it's on the exit ramp. It's getting out there. First up, Google launched the Android 4.2 SDK to developers. So now developers are able to get their hands on the ADK and start accessing the new goodies like the new lock screen widgets and the improved GPU rendering and all that fun stuff. So you developers out there, get on that. If you haven't, I'm sure you're probably already on it as you start optimizing your apps to take advantage of all the fun, good things with Android 4.2. So that is now available for folks.
What happened?
Did you just... You just literally got... So we've been...
Android 4.2 coming to my phone. Oh, sorry. Here it comes.
Yeah, there it is. But the question is, do you do it on the show? Oh, no, never mind. You did it.
I just hit check now,
it's a
and
reflex, really. When you see update to 4.2, you just go.
Thank God I don't really need my phone for the show.
Because I just checked and I didn't get it. So
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
are you doing it live?
No. Well, yeah, because I accidentally just said yes.
Yeah.
As I was like, click,
do it live.
Boom.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Wait, is this breaking? Is this breaking news?
Breaking news.
Breaking news on Eileen's phone. Very soon, we are going to be able to experience 4.2 in the house.
Yeah.
We didn't even think it was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Sorry, Ron.
So,
anyway.
Well,
so that's happening too, right?
Restart, install.
Oh, so it's happening. Let's go with this.
Watch.
Sometimes you got to go with it.
Restart and install.
Cancel install.
No, I'm not going. Reboot to start. Rebooting to install in 5 seconds. 4, 3,
This is so
2,
exciting.
1. Rebooting now.
Yes. All right, we'll check back on that.
Yeah, all right. So Google's slowly rolling out Android 4.2 over the air. The Nexus 4 is now on sale. So that's out there in the wild. And in addition, Galaxy Nexus and other devices are starting to get the over the air update. Of course, like with these updates, if you're impatient and don't want to wait, there are places that you can go to download them to manually do the update. Or you can be patient like Eileen was, and now she's getting the little
Android guy with the spinning dilly bob in his stomach.
Spinning.
Oh, he's so happy to get that 4.2.
It's like he's getting food.
Yeah.
Update food. Yummy, yummy. Okay, sorry, Ron.
So currently, so if you are super anxious, I believe Android Police has the links to go download the various packages and things like that. One thing to point out is that for the Nexus 7, they haven't started pushing out over-the-air updates for the tablets yet. But if you are impatient, you can go get the download package and download it and do it manually yourself.
Yeah, and I think actually right before the show started, Peter B. tweeted us and said, I just received update notification 4.2 in my Nexus 7. So it's possible that that's rolling out right now.
Is it over the air when it's over Wi-Fi? I guess it's still over the air. I feel like over the air is through, but it's got to connect and talk, because this isn't connected to the...
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I consider over the air to be an update that's pushed to you. You know what I mean? From somewhere.
We're going to check to see if
one that you don't initiate yourself that comes to you.
But so it's slowly starting to roll out, and it's nice that they time it right when we did the show.
I know. That was really nice of them to do that purposefully.
My system is up to date, unlike...
So we'll see. Maybe that'll change by the end of the show.
Yeah. So, but I can go home. I'm going to go home later tonight, and I'll probably do the manual install myself. But everybody is just very anxious to get their hands on it. I know that all the blogs are lighting up of places where you can get it, and then of course, as it starts to get announced as to where you can get it, people are installing it, and then they're finding the cracks in the veneer, they're finding the problems and things like that. And so, one thing that came out of that is that the Nexus 4 is actually not supported in the Android open source project yet. That news came out. That was up on Android Police earlier today. And what was interesting was that the maintainer, JBQ, who goes by JBQ, says the Nexus 4 is not supported in the AOSP at the moment. No source files, no binaries. And there was no comments as to why that was the case, why it's not being supported. It is speculated that it could be some of the licensing issues with Qualcomm. That could be one of the reasons, but as of right now, the Nexus 4 is not totally in that open source project as of yet. But I imagine it's probably a matter of time. Yeah,
Jean-Baptiste Quérou, or I don't know how to say his last name, but he's the technical lead of the open source project.
Yep. So then additionally, the other hiccup, as we're discovering more about Android 4.2, I feel like a newscaster. We're discovering more. So as everyone's getting their hands on it, they're realizing one of the little bullet points that was talked about on Android Authority was that there is no support in Android 4.2 for the Nexus S or the Motorola Zoom. So,
aren't you glad you gave back the Zoom?
Well, not for that reason, but I just wasn't using it. But so if you have a Samsung Nexus S, which I do own one, but I don't use it. If this phone dies, it's my backup. It will be stuck on 4.1.2. If you have a Motorola Zoom, that will be stuck on 4.1.2.
Yeah. Again, Jean-Baptiste Quérou said no support 4.2 Nexus S and Xoom, as you said. He said those devices should continue using 4.1.2. I don't know if that's a definitive, like, for now or forever, but it kind of sounds like maybe the support for those. And I mean, to be fair, you know, the Nexus S, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time.
The Xoom was, but kind of wasn't.
The Xoom was longer than the Nexus S.
Was
the
it?
Zoom was like one of the first tablets that was ever out.
I guess so.
And the Xoom was.
It was,
yeah.
Is that
it
what?
was the first.
Zoom is when we started the show.
Yeah, we started the show, and remember, I got the Xoom.
Yeah.
Okay.
The show. Yeah.
Wow. So 2 years.
So
that's about kind of what you expect with these updates to keep current.
I suppose. But so
that's what you hope, anyways. Most of the manufacturers don't even do that.
Yeah.
You know?
So Eileen is she's rebooting right now. So we got the little Nexus X kind of with the stuff. The thing about it is that
It's dirty, my phone.
we're going to see that obsolescence rate. It's going to always exist. I mean, like there are phones that can't go past.
You will always hit a point. Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Totally.
And so, ooh, there we go.
Android is updating.
So
Yeah, and this usually takes a little bit of time. Not
All right,
super
2
long.
of 79 hours. But yeah, so happy Android 4.2 day. So it's rolling out over the air. If you've got a phone, we're hearing some reports of it on the Nexus 7. If you're too impatient with your Nexus 7, go download it directly. I'm more of a waiter. It'll come to me. I'm always curious how they decide who gets it first. Like, is it a geographic thing? Is it a when you
I'm
signed
curious
up
to know
thing?
that
Is
too.
it, because I'm an early adopter. I should
It
have
almost
it by
seems
now.
random, but
How
that's
did you
only
get
just
it
because
before
there's
me?
so many people that have these devices across the, all
Maybe
over
it's
the
because
world.
I'm joining the mothership soon. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. You're on some list.
Just said it. It was like,
Sergey was
you
watching.
get it.
Yeah.
You get it right now.
Sergey heard his name in this show, and he was like,
He's like, what? What?
Oh.
So all that news wasn't really that bad. I mean, there was a lot of information in there, but it was really just that 4.2 is here. The SDK is there for developers. You can download it directly, install it yourself, or wait. And then if you have a Xoom or Nexus S, you're out of luck.
And usually, from what I've noticed around this time, when a new version is put into the AOSP, I'll go to sleep, and then in the morning I'll wake up, and at like 3 a.m. Pacific, the first ROM, some of the first ROMs are hitting that have it totally integrated, and it might be buggy, but they're starting there.
This is that.
If they aren't out already, by the way, they might be, and I just haven't heard of them.
I compare it to the old Wacky Races cartoons that we used to watch as a kid, where like this is the starting bell, and now everybody who
everybody races
all the modders, all the ROMs, all the developer stuff like that. Now it's go, and you're going to start seeing stuff trickle out and stuff being tested, stuff not working, stuff working, and so it's gonna be a lot of fun to find out. And
5479.
5479.
Android's upgrading.
Yeah,
so.
and once it locks in, we might give it like a minute or two before we start playing with it, because you know how like you do that boot up and then things are slow and
really shouldn't it be even because it's like fresh and clear? Or?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it always ends up that way. We can.
I'm
It's
take
like
it
we're
easy.
just staring at
I know
it.
you're
I'm
excited.
excited. 4.2. I'm excited. Lock screen widgets. I mean, like that's that's
I'm
the
curious
Oh
news.
my
to see that
gosh!
too.
Yeah, you guys have fun with the rest of the news. I'm gonna be playing with my phone.
All right. Well, this is big news. Let's move on to this one then. HTC and Apple, a big thing kind of happened over the weekend. You remember
I saw
this?
everybody went crazy. Like, what?
Yeah, well, this just kind of blindsided everybody. It came out of nowhere. A 10-year patent cross-licensing deal with Apple that is said to cost HTC somewhere between $6 to $8 per unit sold. And for that amount, all current and future patents from both companies are in the free and clear, basically, according to the statement that was issued on Saturday. And also keep in mind that HTC pays Microsoft $5 for every unit based on a previous patent agreement that they have with Microsoft. So that puts them, let me see if I'm good with math, $13 or so per device.
that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that they're paying out. Well, I guess it wouldn't actually be that because, well, maybe it would, somewhere around there. Between 6 to 8, that could change it. But ultimately, is this a sign of good things to come? I mean, I don't know. You could parse this a number of ways. You could,
You can parse this as like, well, they're not as angry at HTC as they are
at
Samsung.
Samsung. Right.
Because I wonder how much of it is because of what they just went through with Samsung, both the ups and the downs.
That too.
You know what I mean, like
for
the
sure.
wins and the losses and all that sort of thing. So at some point, is it like, all right, do we really want to go through this again? Mm-hmm. I don't know, and maybe HTC learned as well too. Maybe we kind of give Apple a lot of behind the driver's seat, but maybe HTC kind of came up and said, listen, we want to avoid this as much as possible too. We're open to something.
Well, I think that's the interesting thing here is HTC's willing to play that game.
Exactly.
They're willing to play the pay game. Now, mind you,
but they're so kind of out of the game in a way right now.
I mean,
right now.
Wow, November 13th, Eileen
I'm
calls
just saying,
it HTC's out
right
of the
now,
game.
Right now, I mean, if you're looking at the top two, it's Apple and Samsung, and so they're duking it out for the top And then HTC, I mean, we've been seeing reports about things
but if you ask me,
for them.
That's the perfect time to sneak in. And and so you do this where you get you get any sort of problems out of the way, and then you start attacking it. So if Apple can enable HTC to attack Samsung, it's like playing Risk with like 3 or 4 people. And it's
totally.
I can see that strategy.
Suddenly HTC has the right to do all of these things that Samsung doesn't. That Samsung currently can't do. Though they'll probably do it anyways and then see what happens.
It looks totally different. It looks totally different.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
What happened to my clock?
Oh, no, revert.
No, I'm kidding. What do I do? Oh, look at the camera's different, too.
Yeah, the camera is different. So now you have your photosphere.
Oh my
so much fun.
gosh.
I love photosphere. It's great.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
wow.
This is all the stuff that you were playing around with last week, Jason, and now this is like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
How do I do that? Hey. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Do we have more to talk about HTC? They're so out of it.
This would be interesting the rest of the show. Like, ooh, I didn't know it could do that. Oh, sorry. Continue.
You know what? I'm probably going to be like, you guys are reading email. I'm like, oh, did you see?
I know, right?
Sorry. I will try and stop my gasps.
It's okay. It's okay. Ultimately, I think as far as the HTC Apple patent thing is concerned, I really hope that this is a sign of changes to come. I would love to see Samsung in a point to where they...
Sorry.
There they go. Whatever. What's the next story?
Ironically, it's Eileen's story. So there you go.
No, we were so excited to see this.
We saw the flip. We saw
the flip here.
Yeah.
Ron was like, tap that. And I tapped it. And we went, oh my God, there it is. Oh my God.
All right, we might have to put the phone down. We might have to put the phone down. Listen, if you don't shape up, we're going to kick you off the show.
Oh, too late. I kicked myself off. Too late.
She's like, I got my update. I got what I wanted.
Yeah. See ya.
Drop the mic.
Rolling.
Drop the phone.
Have a great end of the year. Okay, so last week we talked about an apology.
Listen, you're on notice. That's all I'm saying. You're on thin ice, lady.
I got my update. Yeah. Update. Okay, so last week, Apple had to apologize to Samsung. Remember, we talked about the font and the placement on the Apple website, blah, blah, blah. Well, the judge in the UK has decided that now Apple is now ordered to pay Samsung's UK legal fees.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
It's really, I mean,
like
there's not much to say. It's just more of like, oh, by the way, now you have to pay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Apple. Is there anything more to say about that? Because I'm going back to my phone.
like this judge. This judge keeps things interesting.
I'm going back to my phone.
There's
really not much to
When
say.
is this case over? Now is the case over? Now that they're paying legal fees, or she just jaw dropped?
So it's like, okay, one swipe. Right, this is the swipe that I like, right?
So
it's the one swipe for notifications, right? And then here's the 2 swipe. I
Same
did it
thing.
wrong.
Same thing.
Damn it! Oh, I did it.
Same
what?
thing.
No,
Same thing.
it was the. I just did.
There it
we
is.
go.
Yeah,
I was
there it
doing
is.
it wrong.
There's a little bit of a technique that has to be learned,
I'll
I think.
learn. I'm such a noob. Okay. Anyway, that was my moment.
What do you think about the layout of that notification screen? Do you like it? I don't like it either.
Yeah, the second,
like, I
think
appreciate that it's
change
there.
it.
the second pane.
I kind of
it's
don't
too blocky.
like it.
It looks
Because I still have my old app, one tap app.
Well, yeah, so you
all
have an
that
app
stuff,
that's
You gotta
doing
turn
that.
that off. Yeah.
But the stock
turn it off.
notification thing
I'm
with the
having
big blocks, like,
having
I don't
trouble.
know. Anytime I see it, it just. I have a feeling they're
I
going
wonder
to
if you
improve
can
on
change
that.
that. Well, anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
And why is my face not showing on here? Anyway. Okay.
I don't know. Email time. AAA at twit.tv. John Chandler writes in and says, what Android tablet should I buy for Christmas? I'm thinking of a Nexus 10 or an Asus Transformer Pad Infinity. I'm looking to play games on it and watch movies and the best Android software up to date.
Oh, it sounds like he wants a larger tablet.
Yeah, well, I mean, between these two, they're both the 10-inch size tablets.
The 10.
Yeah, the Nexus 10 or the Asus Transformer Pad Infinity. We haven't played with the Nexus 10 yet, so we haven't had it in our hands. But it has a lot going for it, and everything that I've read from people who have played with it, I've even saw like Jerry Hildenbrand at Android Central specifically said, like between this and the Asus Transformer Pad Infinity, the Nexus 10 is by far the winner.
Well, because it's the latest. It's the latest and greatest.
It's the Nexus. The display's better. He even said the display is like noticeably better when you see it in person than it was on the Asus Transformer Pad Infinity, which I thought was pretty darn good.
I mean, and there are things to consider too. Is that the Nexus 10 is going to be cheaper. Right,
Yes.
but the Infinity is going to have more storage space, like more memory, like the 60. There's not a 64. There's not a 64
Well, I
gig
think
Nexus
there's
10,
an
is
SD
there?
card slot.
Right.
Too,
Okay. Yeah. So maybe
and I
that's
don't
a
think the
moot.
Nexus 10 has one. So.
Yeah.
So there you go. But yeah, so depending on what you want, like if you're really going to watch movies, you're going to load it up with movies. Maybe the Transformer Infinity is the better option. But I think I would say the Nexus 10.
The 10 is
I would say the Nexus 10.
the obvious. Yeah, not necessarily totally obvious choice, but man, it'd be really hard to make a case against deciding with the 10 and thinking that you're making the wrong decision. Like,
and if you want the latest Android software, it's on the get with the stock Google Android. Don't picture me.
Here goes the photosphere. No, you just line it up with the dot. You got to tilt.
Who am I lining up? Oh, with the dot.
There you go.
Oh, gotcha.
Photosphere happening.
There you go.
Yeah.
Happening live.
Anyways, that would be my suggestion. I really hope that one of these days soon we'll get the Nexus 10 in the house, as well as the 4, actually. I would love to see that hardware as well. But I'm thinking that's pretty much an obvious.
Yeah, I would vote.
Just
I would
do
vote
that.
10.
You'll be fine with
I would
it.
totally vote 10.
You had the best face just now. That's awesome.
I'm scared of what this photo is going to look like. Hey, how about you do the photosphere? I'm going to do our little ad read here, and then we'll get back to everything else. So this episode is brought to you by Ford, featuring Sync's versatile entertainment features. Sync does a lot of cool things that loop right into your cell phone, and their entertainment features are top-notch for keeping your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel. Things like browsing. You can browse your music collection. You can do that by genre, album, artist, playlist, song title, and you can do all of that by using voice commands so that you don't have to take your hands off the wheel. That's kind of the point. Sync allows voice-activated control of your media player. It'll even play a list of music that you might be in the mood for. You can use the play similar music voice command, and it'll do its best to match up what it thinks you might be in the mood for. Pretty cool feature. Listen to your entertainment on most of any device that you have. It's all voice controlled, no matter how it's stored. If it's on your smartphone, and that's done by Bluetooth streaming. If it's a USB drive, MP3 players like the iPod, the iPad, anything like that, Sync can connect to it and play your music from those devices. iTunes tagging, so you don't have to worry about remembering the name of that song you just heard on the radio that you just want to get into your collection. It can tag it for you. And that's available in Sync with My Ford Touch and HD radio technology with iTunes tagging. And that lets you tag a song that you like, transfer that info to your iPod, and make that purchase directly on the iTunes store at a later time. Best of all, Ford offers Sync on every 2012 and 2013 Ford vehicle sold in the USA, including the 2012 Ford Focus. You can learn more about all of this, as well as other technologies that Ford is bringing to its vehicles, by visiting Ford.com/technology. That's Ford.com/technology. And we thank Ford, as always, for their support of All About Android and the TWiT network. Thank you, Ford. You guys are awesome.
I want to use that music ID to match that Earth, Wind, and Fire song that I have stuck in my
Pre-show, we were singing Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I'm pretty sure people are going to see it in their post-show as well. Let's move into hardware.
Really? All right. Speaking of Nexus, the Nexus 4. Sorry, I'm staring at my phone. Putting it down.
Take it away from her. There we go.
Nexus 4 and the 10 went on sale today. And curiously enough, Fayez from Montreal or whatever, he sent me a reply on Twitter last night and said, "Oh, it's sold out in Australia super fast." And I thought, "Oh, okay, wow." And I kind of thought, "Oh, maybe I should be online." I'm not going to upgrade yet my phone. And pretty much it happened everywhere else. Nexus 4 sold out in the UK within 30 minutes. The Nexus 4 sold out within minutes in the US Google Play Store. And then more stock will be coming in the coming weeks. Now, I went ahead and put a call out on G+, because I was just wondering. I saw a lot of angry people online, namely Jeff Jarvis, who I don't think was able to purchase a phone. I think he tried several times. He actually responded on my post here. There was a lot of there was mostly, I had a horrible experience, and then there was a few people like, oh, no problems at all. At 68 replies here so far, one person in Canada said, oh, I got it. And the other person in Canada said, no, I never got it. I only see the, coming soon post. And so there's a lot of, I think the majority of people did not have a good experience, because a lot of times what would happen is they would get in their cart after, staring at the screen and reloading, they notice, oh, I have 8 Nexus phones in my cart, and then delete them. And then so that would release to other people who had originally thought, oh, it's sold out. And so some people were kind of checking and just reloading the pages to get one that was released that was in someone's cart, because someone else had 4 in his cart or whatever. The Nexus 10 is fine, seems to be fine, but the Nexus 4 phone is the one that was just, I don't know what was going on. It was just people's experience was not that... it was not quite happy.
Not positive.
It was not very
no,
not a fun experience. I felt like these people were going through what we did at Comic-Con, for hotels or for tickets and buying. And I'm like, oh, I know that experience. I'm not going to go through that. That's so your mileage may have varied while you were trying to purchase, and you can just take a look at this link and all the different people who had great experience or bad experience or super easy. Some people just said, oh, I just bought a different phone instead. So. What do we think about that? And then the store experience. I mean, first of all, yay that everybody wants it. But that sucks that the experience was somewhat poor for a lot of people.
Yeah, the demand is obviously great.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, naysayers will probably say, well, they could have had 5 units and sold those, and then you've technically got to sell out. I don't think that's the case here. I think Google, in the grand scheme of things, wants to sell as many of these as fast as they can, which is great for demand then. The demand was high. I do think they need to work a little bit on how they approach these kinds of things. Having a site that isn't responsive when people are going there, you have your most ardent fans going there and waiting for this point, and expecting that if they wait to this point, they're going to be able to be the first ones to get this device. And a lot of people have to wait longer than they anticipated.
This was the typical experience. Mark Schellenberger wrote, horrible experience, refreshed on and off for 2 hours. Finally did a 15-minute straight of refreshing and got 2 for my wife and I. But it wouldn't let me buy 2 at a time, so I had to go through the refresh cycle again. It was like getting tickets from Ticketmaster or trying to get, what do you call it, during Woodoff. Anyway, so he was a little bit upset.
I mean, the challenge is it's supply chain management and it's inventory management, and to a certain degree they don't have. I mean, I don't think they orchestrated a sellout by only having 5 available.
There was more.
But I think a sellout sells. I mean, when you hear, the iPad Mini sold out in New York City even during the hurricane, that sort of thing. But I absolutely agree. Like the website purchasing experience has got to be solid. That's got to be locked in.
And at last check, I believe the Nexus 10. Yeah, the 7's still available, but I believe the 10 is definitely still available to purchase.
I mean, they went through similar things with the 7, right? When after they announced it at I/O.
There was a supply problem.
It didn't seem as this bad.
Well, I think what you're dealing with here is that there's just more people. There's more devices. The site's being used to sell, a number of new devices. So it's a lot more obvious, and they're selling a little bit more. I think they're selling a little bit wider across the world than they were initially back in the summer. I could be wrong on that one, but
the 32 gig Nexus 10 is sold out.
Yeah, I think most of them are actually at this point. I was hearing late in the day.
Available. Okay, so that's great. See, people want lots of storage. Yeah,
you know what? This is really good.
I'm with ya.
This is really good for the tablet ecosystem on Android, to see this kind of demand for the 10 and the 7-inch size. As if the 7 wasn't enough this summer, this is even more ammo for developers to get in there and be some of the first ones to really make your apps tablet friendly, holo themed, do everything that you can to make your app stand out, because you're at the beginning of kind of the big push in Android tablets, kind of that part of the ecosystem.
Huge opportunity.
Right now.
Huge opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think developers should be focused on making it sing as much as you can, because those are the apps that are going to get.
Yeah, they're going to kind of ride that wave from early on. A big part of this has always been the devices themselves and demand for those devices being low. It's obvious that demand is high now.
Yeah,
these things are selling so well.
Lord knows the websites and blogs and stuff like that love to do the top 10 apps you absolutely must install when you get your Nexus 10. And so get out in front of that if you can. And hopefully people are already doing it.
Yeah.
So, interesting stuff.
And I can't remember if you mentioned this or not, but Google had basically said on their Plus account,
that
in the coming weeks, they're going to be giving. That's not very awesome. You want to hear something specific, or in the coming days, in the coming weeks, really leaves it open. So you might have to wait a while if you didn't get it today.
Is what I'm thinking.
They better do that.
That was the time.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, speaking of in time for Christmas, for those looking to give the gift of a phone. Verizon and HTC, I thought we were past all these announcements, these hardware announcements, but Verizon and HTC kind of surprised everybody with a new phone.
Here they come. They're back.
They're back. Here it is. And what's really interesting is that so they announced the Droid DNA. So the Droid moniker, not on a Motorola phone, on an HTC phone, which is interesting. It's a 5-inch screen. So if you want to call it more like the Galaxy Note, if this is a phablet, then maybe, but at 5 inches, that's on the smaller end of the phablet.
Yeah.
So it's running Android 4.1.1 with Jelly Bean. It's got a Super LCD 3 display with 440 pixels per inch, capable of playing 1080p HD video. It's running on a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon processor. It's got 4G LTE, of course. It's got wireless charging, full HD video chat, 8-megapixel rear-facing camera, 2.1 megapixel camera in the front. And it's got all the great things that makes you love HTC, like image sense and all that fun stuff with the camera.
And Beats Audio. Woo!
Woo!
Work it.
Oh, no, wait. Sorry.
And so, and it's got NFC so that you can share music just by tapping phones and share, which is curious. I wonder how that works. But you can partake in the beats with other people who have the same phone. So it's going to be available on November 21st for just $199.99 with a 2-year contract. And pre-orders are already open. So if you're a Verizon customer, you're looking for a new phone, not totally super high end, but new and edgy and big. Then
display on this thing is pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean the pixels per inch.
Displays are just going to start getting better and better. I mean, that's the thing on these phones.
They're all kind of following that.
I feel like the latter part of this year, we broke through whatever it was, like whatever the again, supply chain, whatever the parts that make these really great displays became more affordable to the manufacturers. I think next year it's just going to get nicer and nicer and nicer. So hopefully,
this is a nice looking phone.
Yeah, it's not bad. So,
hey, can I interrupt?
Of course.
What did you discover now?
Well, and the lock screen stuff. Yep. So, oh shoot, sorry. As I'm going on here, and then I can add, but it seems like there's only these right now. I can add. Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is functionality that, from what I understand, developers have to add in.
Got it.
To their apps. So right now, what you're getting is what Google kind of ships with the device.
I don't want that there. Oh. Interesting. Sorry, I just did the widget for like
Identify
the Shazam.
song.
Yeah. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, and there's another page now.
Right.
Now that
so you can add as many pages, and you can delete them as well.
I still don't get it. The camera. There's the camera. But it's the phone. It's just it's like.
Well, I'm not going to put my Gmail on there. That's for sure.
Although you can if you want to.
No, I don't want to.
Like, at what point is it not live? It's not locked. It's like the lock screen is just supposed to unlock the phone.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with unlocking and launching an app, like the unlock and go to camera.
Yeah.
But you put the camera on here. What's the point of the lock screen?
It is like kind of a disconnect, right?
It's like a.
But maybe those people who wanted the tasks, on the lock screen.
I like filling the lock screen with information that's usable so that I don't have to go into my phone, but using it to
interact. I mean, like using the widget to identify a song, like just to go into the app.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a little confusing. Having said that,
pick up your phone,
you can or you cannot do it. You know what I mean?
It's like, where am I? It's like how deep into the phone do I need to?
And I do wonder if you choose that you do not want any whatsoever on your device. I wonder if you can deactivate the ability to even swipe to see the ad page, because sometimes sometimes you just don't want it to do anything if it gets bumped. Yeah. And if that's there, then maybe something inadvertently happens. I don't know.
When and if I ever get my update, it'll be very interesting.
Did you try again?
Yeah, I'll try again.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
All right.
You play around with that, and I'll talk about a little game console stuff here. How do you feel about the idea of your Android device being your next game console?
Ooh,
huh? Intrigued, Charles Wang?
Yeah. But I just bought a Ouya.
I guess this is kind of the same thing. Co-creator of Guitar Hero has plans on doing just that at Green Throttle Games.
This is a blast from the past, Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Straight out of
Remember
2007.
that? Remember how big that was?
Yeah.
For quite a while. Yeah. Green Throttle Games have plans to create a virtual game console for the TV that operates off of your device, using Android specifically in this case. They also created a controller that connects wirelessly via Bluetooth, and you can connect multiples of these to your smartphone. Then your device is plugged into your TV via HDMI, and it actually acts as a virtual game console. So, because it's the kind of thought of, well, why have this big game console that's locked to your TV all the time? It's in your pocket. It plugs in. I guess this is really just kind of like Ouya, but just running on your phone instead of a separate separate set top box.
And Lord knows the devices are able to do it. You know what I mean? Like as they're evolving, what's the point of having another device?
And I mean these phones can put out HDMI, through HDMI, full HD video. They're powerful enough that I guess then you have battery considerations for sure.
Yeah.
So plug it in.
I imagine you plug it in. I mean,
you plug it in or some dock.
Like
yeah, right.
Exactly.
But I don't know. What do you guys think of this?
It's cool. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a nice extension.
Yeah.
I'm not a big gamer,
I'm not a gamer either, but I am curious to kind of see what it means in the grand scheme of things because I think gaming on mobile is still, even though it's come a long, long way, it's still seen as kind of like it plays second fiddle to true hardcore gamers,
right?
To the actual kind of console or PC gaming experience.
Well, because I feel like
bring it closer.
It's limited through UI because you only have so much space on the phone, and limited also in terms of like storage and how big the game is and all that sort of thing. But this just off the top of my head, thinking it would be really neat to go to my friend's house and be like, oh, I got this cool game, we should totally play it,
and then you can just plug it in.
Play it.
Yeah.
As opposed to them having the right system and do you have the game and all that sort of thing. So like it could be cool, and then it becomes a challenge to developers to develop games that run well on it, because that's totally possible as well too. I mean, we're looking at some games later on, and the caliber of games are getting better and better on these phones, and so it somewhat makes sense. I like it. I think it's a good idea. I don't know if I'd ever use it, but it's pretty. It's clever.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll see what they're able to do with it. I thought it was kind of an interesting new thing for Android anyways.
Yeah. All right, we've got an email here. Hello, my name is Alex, and I'm from Norway. I'm a regular listener of the show and have a Galaxy Nexus, which I take to class every day. Now, it's getting very tiresome to have to put it in and out of silent mode all the time, and I wanted to know if you had any suggestions on how I may automate this. I've tried Locale, but its range is too broad, and I end up having my phone still on silent mode over a kilometer away from school, which is not really practical. I've also considered somehow utilizing an NFC sticker on my school desk.
I like that idea.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Thanks in advance. Love the show. There's a great app called NFC Tasker, I believe. Let me see. NFC Tasker that does just that. So you get a physical NFC tag and, put it on, I don't know, your computer or your desk or whatever. And then when you have this app, the app itself, you can program that tag to do numerous things, like silence your phone, like, play white noise if you have that, or play anything on your you turn off Wi-Fi. It's a great app for that. You just have to buy an NFC tag that you can buy online. I think they're like $10 or whatever for
NFC
a pack.
Task Launcher.
Yeah, NFC Task Launcher is the app. Did you put it in the doc? I think that's a great idea. Actually, utilize NFC is what I think you should do. If you're having trouble with Locale, I don't know if Tasker is going to help you as well.
Well, it really depends on how deep you want to get into creating that task. If you're just doing specifically location, I find that sometimes is a little too broad. Although on Tasker, and I don't know about Locale, but on Tasker you can kind of broaden or narrow the scope, the distance around the point that you're at. So maybe that helps. But try combining it with something. Instead of basing it just on location, base it on location and a series of times. Because you're in class regular times, Monday through Friday. Couple that as well as your location. If both are if both are registered as yes, then it turns on silent for whatever time. So maybe that'll help. I don't know.
So hope that helps, Alex. But yeah, I definitely say try the NFC.
Yeah, I like the
tags.
NFC idea. Just to have a little
really
sticker.
Works.
It doesn't even have to be on top. Like, and then people are want to peel it off
Yeah.
or whatever. Put it underneath where only you know it is.
Exactly, and then bloop. But it does work. I've done a segment on this over at CNET, so I almost tried to do one here, and then I ran out of time and forgot to buy the tag. But it's a great app. So anyway, I think we should move on to
some more apps.
Yeah. So, hey, you should have a notification to update your Google Music app. And with the update, you get gapless playback, instant mixes, and a few more things. Have you updated?
Yeah, I have. I have. For some reason, I don't understand, but like a bunch of people on Twitter they're like, Google Music update. And I'm like,
oh, really? They
thanks,
told you
guys. Yeah, I was like,
because
thanks,
you're having a music issue,
I
right?
guess it was, but like it didn't address any of my issues with Google Music. But I was just like, thanks for the heads up.
Okay, so
I actually really,
Did you do an instant mix?
I haven't done instant mix. That's actually I was really excited to see that because that was something that I was using on my Google TV. I'm like, I thought I could do this but you can do it on the web, but not on the app. So
okay.
On the app, so that's cool. But one of the things that I like about it now is that you see here. Here's an instant mix. There you go. You can.
So did you just tap a song and then it created an instant mix for you?
That's a good question. I haven't actually done it yet.
Oh.
So we can do that right now.
Curious.
For some reason, this is all screwed wonky. But so we can. Here we go. So if you long tap on a song, so here we go. So I'm going to long tap on "Here I Die" by the Magnetic Fields, and you can say play instant mix.
Oh, nice.
And
okay, so
it'll scan your library and then create
based on that song. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Then there. So we've got.
Oh.
Yep.
So does this work for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know if we want audio or not, but. Oh. So it goes to a nice little, you can jump to different songs and.
Okay, cool.
That's cool. I like the idea of making playlists brain dead, and
now,
particularly around your own library.
Yeah.
The one thing about it that I like that was less about the instant mixes, but was more about I listen to a lot of music on my phone. I don't store any of the MP3s on my phone. Storage issue. I stream it, and often I fly a lot, and so you don't have access to data. What's really improved with the new version is better management of what songs you download to the device and which ones are online. I'm going to show you.
Excellent.
So if we can zoom in here, right here. So here you see all my playlists, right? And some of these I've downloaded onto the phone. Some of them I haven't. If I just tap that, choose on-device music right here, and then now it becomes painfully obvious which ones are on the device by which ones have the little blue pin.
Yeah, they weren't always quite so obvious.
It was so subtle, and it was so I could just pick the ones that I want, and
I like that.
And then it will do it. Yeah, they made it so much easier.
Oh, but if you don't have any that's already on your device, it doesn't even give you that option, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because I don't see that option.
Oh.
Well, because this playlist probably is, none of my songs are on the device, right?
Yeah, but see, keep on device now. And then you hit that, you see?
Okay.
Yeah. So now there's that keep on device.
Well, okay, that wasn't there before?
Yeah, so now here, if I'm looking at a playlist, this one is on the phone, and it's got the little blue pin. No, it wasn't there before. Yeah.
Okay.
And so now if I go to another one.
there was a little checkbox or something that would say.
Yeah, it was
but it was not obvious.
And what you could do is you could say choose offline music, and like the wording was bad. They cleaned that up a lot more. That's the big update as far as I'm concerned. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Cool. So, and another update from the wonderful world of Google, the Android app for YouTube now features deeper integration with Google TV. So if you're looking at a YouTube video on your phone and you want to watch it on your TV and you're within range of your Google TV, you just hit the plus button and it will send it to the TV. Similar to how the whole Apple AirPlay thing works. I've never actually used it, but where you're looking at a video on your iPad, you can swipe it up to go to the Apple TV or whatever.
Similar how it works when you're using your phone to control your Nexus Q and using the YouTube thing, which was one of my favorite things about the Q. Mm-hmm. I'm actually just really surprised that this wasn't already on Google TV, and that's great. I think that's awesome.
So
more of that.
Yes,
more of that kind of stuff with Google TV because that's awesome. Yep. And finally, Microsoft Office for Android. Don't tune out. It's being confirmed by numerous sources close to Microsoft and should hit sometime in early 2013. It should debut as a free app, and that'll allow users to view documents with edit capability enabled for those with an Office 365 subscription, so subscription-based if you want to edit on your mobile phone. A company spokesperson went on the record with The Verge and said that Office would work across Windows Phone, iOS, and Android. So, anybody excited about this?
Nope.
Just Google Docs? Are you just so all in on Google Docs as it doesn't matter?
Well, I mean, I have Word and Excel on my laptop,
and I hardly ever use them anymore.
I hardly ever use them.
I hardly ever use them. I mean, mainly
days.
the only reason why I use them is for like contracts and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the only thing. And
even then, I use Open Office.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not excited by this at all.
Yeah, and just kind of paying to edit.
But now, if we worked in a lawyer's office,
exactly, they all.
Or if we
use
worked
it.
in some large corporation that has licenses and all stuff like that, it's a completely different story. We're in the scrappy startup world where we use whatever we can. It's free, and and plus also Google. We've got a little bit of a bias. So there's an audience for it. I think there are customers for it. It's not us.
Yeah.
So,
well, supposedly it's coming for those of you that want it.
Hey, there was a lot of people at the Microsoft store in Corte Madera over the weekend. I was surprised.
I saw the photos. I was cracking up.
Did you see the photo? Because there's a wall, and there's a wall of the touch type covers, and I was like, oh, I want to go take a look at the color. And this woman is standing here. There's a screen here, and she just goes like this, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I'm like, oh, she's playing Connect. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, I'm not going to be mad at her anymore. but I took a picture of her, and she was kind of like this. But there was a lot of people there at the store.
What is your Instagram username?
Eileen R. Are you trying to find it?
I'm gonna give it to Chad, to find the photo.
Oh, to find the photo of the woman that. Yeah, okay, you can give it to her. So, all they're selling now are Surfaces, but eventually they're going to have phones.
Chat room,
I thought it was really interesting. And I see Microsoft, like I said last week, there she is. That's the woman that almost smacked me. But do you see the type covers are right there? And I was like, I want to check out oops. And she's playing baseball. So the store is very much like an Apple store, except for the employees all have different color shirts. They have the thing that hangs down and it says their name or whatever, but it's Microsoft. But then they have different colors, like a yellow or blue or red shirt instead of just all the blue shirts. So by contrast, the Apple store was even more packed. Just down the way, there was an Apple store in the same outdoor mall that I was at. But I was very surprised. And like I said last week, Microsoft is everywhere these days.
Chad, go to Tom's Instagram page. I put it in the chat room. You can see. Well, this is the one that cracked me up. I was like zoom into his 2 latest photos in November. Yeah, down there.
Oh,
yeah,
so there's the Apple store. A lot of people there. And then, and then Microsoft, and the kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah,
kind of similar.
Yeah,
very funny.
Oh, but look at that kid running to get inside to the Microsoft store.
Stoked,
so stoked. Anyway, okay. So I'm just saying that I think there's a big no, like you said, there is a push. There is a number of people out there that want to use.
Are you watching Arrow on the CW?
I am not watching it on the CW. I'm watching it on the app.
Okay, but you're watching the show. Yeah. I mean, yes. Have you noticed that all the laptops have been Microsoft?
No,
have been Windows
I didn't
laptops?
notice.
Yeah, and they all have the little white window light up thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
So. Except that the computers are not any sort of OS that exists in the real world. There's always the readouts
and all the fonts on the screen are 25 point.
Right, exactly. Enhance.
All right, we got another email here. Great show. Been a listener in the north of England since episode 16 or so. Just thought, that's a long time. Thank you. Just thought I'd put Ron right with his spelling. Fancy thinking that the English are spelling an English, quote unquote, English word wrong. Hope you analyze this and put into storage. I could go on about your pronunciation of English words, but won't. Seriously, it is a pleasant change to watch a show where everyone seems to be nice to each other, not angry all the time, as the trend seems to be. Thanks for making a grumpy old get happy for 90 minutes or thereabout per week. Hope there are plenty more shows to come. Dave. And he sent us a image. He punched for me. Yay!
He punched.
My app is so going to lose, but I'm so happy that someone actually punched for me. Yay!
Well, now, Dave, in my defense, after you clowned me.
And go.
Oh, Chad! Look at Chad.
Enhance.
Look at Chad playing with the TriCaster. Anyway,
sorry about spelling.
In my defense, Dave, I have many friends who live in the UK, and I bust their chops a lot about this. So that was just me slipping into the show by making fun of the way they write things, and they make fun of the way I say things like yesterday. So there you go.
Yesterday.
Yeah. So sorry.
All right.
Thanks for enjoying the show, though.
Speaking of the arena that I'm about to lose, it's time.
2 enter, 1 lives. Android Arena.
Boom!
So
let's take a look.
We are doing this result live, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Because
I should have kept my big mouth shut. That's
close.
the lesson. That's the lesson of this week. The third one.
Waiting and... Oh, man. I guess that happened.
When we started the show... Storage Analyzer spelled wrong, and Super Widget had 1 vote between them. It was 175 to 174.
Earlier this afternoon, I checked, and you were, I think, 5 votes ahead of Storage Analyzer.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's been back and forth.
I'm willing to call that one a draw. I don't know about you.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
I think Jason's going to say otherwise.
What happened to capturing the results before the show started? That's all I want to know.
That's true. That's a good point.
Good job on Storage Analyzer.
Storage Analyzer wins with 46%. Close second. Man, this was down to the wire. Super Widget with 43%. And third place, Photo Punch with 11%. Although we did get an awesome email out of Photo Punch.
Out of it.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. Thank you, Dave.
There you go. That's what's possible with Photo Punch. Cool. So this week was kind of a crazy...
happy circumstance.
Yeah, happy circumstance. I went to put in my app, and you both had put in yours already, and I was like, whoa, we have a theme, and we didn't even intend for it.
What was funny was that this was one of the... So I was in New York this morning, and I flew back to San Francisco, and I was up early, and it was one of my frantic on the plane working, like, oh, crap, I need an app. And I'm looking on my tablet, and it was one of those, I'm like, well, I'm going to go with what I've been using the most this past week. I figured that was a good one. So I entered mine in first, and then you entered in yours.
And it was the one that I was using the most. I started using it on late Sunday.
And mine, I saw the night or last week after the show as I was editing.
Oh, so you already knew.
I discovered it, and immediately when I started playing it, I was like, I know what I'm doing next week, and it's awesome. So I just love how it all came together. Yes.
So our theme is
like,
movie-inspired games.
Yes.
So there you go. Games inspired by films.
That's right. In one way or another.
My app of Casablanca? No, I'm just kidding.
My app of Pretty in Pink?
Yeah. Well, Eileen, why don't you start us off?
I'm trying to... You got my audio? Oh. Play the audio first. Wait. Maybe
audio's good. Audio's on.
Okay. Is there no audio?
Oh no! Take down notice.
I'll show the video.
Take down notice. Okay. I've heard of this game. Now, for you audio listeners, this isn't necessarily Star Wars, although I know it sounds a lot like it.
Now we're starting to get a little cutesy now.
It gets wacky, yeah.
I have Angry Birds Star Wars. I was really curious about it, and we've kind of like avoided Angry Birds, period.
We have, really.
But then I honestly didn't have another app. This is the one I was playing the whole time. So let me show you a little bit about Angry Birds Star Wars. It's essentially the same. It's basically combining Angry Birds and Angry Birds Space into this game. And there's a lot of really funny things in here. A lot of funny characters that are based off your favorite Star Wars characters. I'm going to hit play here. And what you could see here, you start off on Tatooine. Later, I could go to the Death Star. I haven't unlocked that. Later, there's going to be a free update to Hoth. And then Path of the Jedi, sorry. Then there's some bonus as well. So let me just show you a little bit about what happens in Tatooine. It gets harder and harder, obviously, as you see. But, you start off with... Boy, I unlocked quite a bit here.
Wow, you really haven't played this game.
I've been playing, I'm telling you. So it starts off pretty simple. You're Luke Skywalker, and all you got to do is, do your regular...
I absolutely love the way they've integrated the characters where, like, the pigs are sand people and they're little Lukes. And, yeah.
Now, the fun part is... now I've cleared this level. After every level, you hear this. And then... Yeah!
Nice.
If you get the high score. Every level's like that. Okay, so I want to go back out. I can't remember exactly when, but Luke eventually gets a lightsaber, and that's really cool.
Oh, cool.
Because, let's see if it's here. I think...
Can he use the lightsaber while he's flying over?
Yeah,
oh my God, that's awesome.
So essentially, here's Obi-Wan, and he has like a force field.
Oh, that's cool.
That kind of stuff. Let's see if I have the... I can't remember if this is the lightsaber or not.
Oh, that's so cool.
Did you see that? And what's awesome is like when there's actual fire, there's what do you call it? Bullets, or not bullets, but lasers.
Laser beams,
come in.
yep.
You can actually deflect it with his lightsaber to go and kill things. Like it'll just go wonk wonk, and then hopefully, if you do it right, will it may have, if I did it right, maybe it would have attacked that guy right there. Yeah. So I'm going to go back.
I have to admit, I haven't played Angry Birds since the first version. Like, I've avoided all the different, and then I downloaded this one. I played a couple levels. It's gotten really, they've honed. They've done so much to it.
Yeah, let's see. Han Solo is awesome, too. I used to hate Han Solo, but now I get him. So here's Han Solo. So let me fling him, and...
Oh, cool.
He's got a laser on there, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
And then let's see here. I haven't, as you can see, I haven't unlocked too much, but later it gets really crazy. So I'm like in a space. I did not play Angry Birds Space, so I'm not quite sure, but there's like force fields and, you
physics.
Fling. Yeah, there's physics, so you fling. Let's see if I can. Oh, see, I'm doing it wrong. Whoa, I did it wrong. But you see how, like, you can get into the universe here? Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. Oh, and then he
comes back around, like,
he comes back around
like
kind
orbit,
of sometimes in orbit, and then he gets, like, stuck on there. I can only imagine that it gets more fun, and the cutscenes, they're really cute. Let's see here. There's stuff here. Here, let me show you one more thing that's kind of fun. I have the Millennium Falcon as like a bonus here. So if I tap that, I have 6 Millennium Falcons. And I'm kind of wasting my stuff. I've already done this level. But essentially, you just kind of fling this homing device, hopefully, somewhere. Oh, no, it went into the force field. Damn it. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, yes, it did. Anyway, so then... Ooh, there comes the Millennium Falcon. So hopefully kill everything. Oh, it killed everything. Oh, yeah. Cool. So I'm having tons of fun with this. I don't know if you can tell, but so I didn't really waste my Millennium Falcon. So I cannot wait to when you have a fail, Darth shows up and then it's green. It says fail. I cannot wait to unlock all of the other stuff.
It looks so. I mean, like if you it's like kind of like Lego Star Wars. It's that same having fun in it. I mean, and for the haters out there, this was announced and done before Disney ever even got involved. So this isn't like Disney milking the Lucas dollars.
I like the Yahoo!
That's pretty awesome.
I don't understand why Luke Skywalker's hi-ya. Did he do that?
No.
He doesn't say
They probably just need something to distinguish it.
They needed a thing. But Luke Skywalker's a hi-ya! And he's got his...
Can you imagine how nervous they were when they heard the Disney acquisition? They were like, will our game go through?
No, they probably... I mean, it's too far off.
Yeah.
But they're wondering about future versions. But yeah, but it makes sense. It's a good way for Rovio to get him with Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Fun. And then you have
I'm sure there's some sort of financial bump they got out of this.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
You have little cutscenes that you could see, and so anyway.
They basically retell the movies, right? Like you go through the storyline of the movies, which is
absolutely.
great.
You start at Tatooine, and then basically that's why you don't pick up Han Solo till later. It's Luke and Obi-Wan first, then Han Solo, and I'm waiting, for the droids and Leia and Chewie. Chewie's probably going to be here soon. I'm sure there's plenty of people who've already gone through and gone through the levels and whatnot, but this is fun. I'm having fun with Angry Birds again. So it's there is a free version and then there's a $2.99 version. Now I pay the $2.99 version, but I think
HD.
It's for the HD. Is that what it is? Is that the difference?
Probably, yeah.
Oh well, I went ahead and paid for it. So I didn't really know. I was like, oh crap, there was a free version. So try it for free. Yeah. Angry Birds Star Wars on the Google Play Store. It's a lot of fun. Oh, look there's Leia. There she is. And I can't wait. I'm so excited to unlock. There she is, right next to Luke on the other side. Then Chewie.
Clever.
I can't wait for him.
Chewie's great.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear his...
I like how the Falcon has a little slingshot on the top of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And you see the Death Star's got a pig snout in it.
Oh yeah, the pigs look like Tusken Raiders in the Tatooine. Yeah. So it's awesome. I'm having fun and download it for free.
Awesome. All right. So now we'll do the audio switcheroo.
Are you next? Or
yeah, he's next.
Am I?
No,
actually.
Oh, right.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm up because I came in second.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The rules is that the winner goes last.
Well, so the movie tie-in game that I've been playing the most. So many of you out there might have recently in the movie theaters gone to see Pixar's latest film, Wreck-It Ralph.
I really want to see it. Did you see it?
It was so good.
Everybody says it's good.
So good. And like I actually got to go with my nieces. I got to go with my 9-year-old and 6-year-old niece, and they loved it. And what's great about this is that it's again another case of kids will absolutely love it because there's characters and things like that. But adults, especially of our generation,
I heard.
there is so much layered video game stuff.
That's what I heard.
In there, not only in the fact that they license the actual characters and like Zangief and Sonic and stuff like that are all in it, but like there's also, and I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen the movie, but there are elements of the movie that are something is clearly a reference to something else, and that if you know video games, you know exactly what it is. Nice. And so it's very cool. But so love the movie. It was great. All week we've been saying I'm going to wreck it and stuff like that. And then I'm browsing through the Play Store, and I saw that Disney had a Wreck-It Ralph game. Now the fact that the movie is based around these video games, I was like, my experience with these kind of things is that they're a bit of a letdown. They're just a dumb kind of little thing to get you to go see the movie or something like that. But in this case, Disney actually did a really good job with this app. So I'm going to open it up here and make sure my audio is up. There you go. And you get a little starting graphics, and it starts off very subtly, very very subtly, with the branding and all that sort of stuff.
And then,
and basically what happens is that if you've seen the movie,
hold on there, buddy. You're new to Game Central Station. I get it. If you gotta go somewhere, you can visit Fix-It Felix Jr. If you hustle, you can catch the last train to Iceland.
So you have to create a profile. So I'm going to create mine. All right, and so they did Facebook Connect, so you can you see how your friends do and that sort of thing. You don't have to use it though. And if you've seen the movie, the idea is that all these video games are in an arcade, and they're all connected via their plugs. And there's a place called Game Central Station, which is where the characters can travel from game to game. So like when Wreck-It Ralph in the movie decides he wants to leave his game and he goes to another one, he goes to Game Central Station first. So they use that concept for the lobby here. So what we've got is you can actually play the game that Wreck-It Ralph is from, which is Fix-It Felix Jr., or they've got Sugar Rush Sweet Climber, which is a game based on the Sarah Silverman character. And then they've got Hero's Duty, which is the game based on the Jane Lynch character. And then it looks like they've even got another game coming soon, so they're going to keep adding to it, which is kind of cool. But so also you can interact with the characters. You tap it, they talk.
You're not from here, are you?
And I can go to...
I can fix it!
But so to get into the game, in order to do anything, you've got to play Fix-It Felix Jr. first, so we go through. And Fix-It Felix Jr. is very much Donkey Kong-esque.
Ooh, fun.
And I gotta admit, they did it right. Like, down to the fonts, down to the 8-bit kind of look.
This reminds you of the movie.
Oh, this is straight from the movie. This is straight from the movie. Okay. And I played this on the plane today for longer than I want to admit. So you can go around and you control Fix-It Felix, and you jump, and the idea is to fix the windows that Ralph is breaking.
Kind of reminds me of Crazy Climber.
Yeah, it's a little bit of Donkey Kong, it's a little bit of Crazy Climber, a little bit of Dig Dug. It's kind of hard to do it.
Yeah, with the virtual
on the angle.
Yeah.
So and the idea is that you keep going up the building, and you just keep fixing the things that Ralph breaks.
That's awesome.
And you get hit. You've got 3 lives. And I'm going to die because I need to finish this game before I can go to the other games. But they basically got the feeling of the old 80s 8-bit games down pat, and it's a lot. I mean, like I said, I played this game for a while today. It's a lot of fun. So once you play Fix-It Felix Jr. and get a feel for it, you can go back to Game Central Station. So it's not just one game. So this was 99 cents. So I did pay for it.
Nice land, I see. Well, maybe you can visit some of those other games now. Why don't you go ahead and head to the right to see those other games?
So now I can go check out Sugar Rush Sweet Climber, which is, do you remember what's Doodle Me? Was that it? Or what was that game with the jumping thing? Doodlebug or whatever that was.
Oh, Doodlebug.
Doodlebug, yeah. So it's basically, now this I'm going to have to move, but it uses the accelerometer and it's...
Oh, right, you got to tilt in.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, so...
Doodle jump, yeah.
Doodle jump, yeah, and then this...
I died. But yeah, so it's
I died.
It's very similar to Doodle Jump, as I'll try not to die.
Loading.
And I mean, the graphics are really good. The sound is really good. There you go. And there are these little jelly beans you collect.
Doodle jump.
Yeah, but yeah, so yes, it's Doodle Jump.
This is in the movie.
But it's with the character from the movie, and anybody who saw the movie and is like, for kids that are loving it, it's more interaction. So then I can there's a little rocket jetpack that's fueled by Mentos and Coke.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Well, Mentos and Coke will do that to you.
So that is that game, and then finally there's Hero's Duty, which is kind of like the game in the movie is like a first-person shooter, but what they did in this was they go landscape for it, and it's one of those top-down shooting games.
Oh, okay.
So the left side I can control the character, and the right side I shoot. So,
I like that.
Yeah. And the idea is you want to shoot these little green things.
Fun.
Yep.
Really well done.
So these are not only these really well done, but they're fleshed out games.
Right.
Like they're full. They're
not just a quick money grab on.
And what made me realize that was that when I went back to Game Central Station, each game has a series of badges and achievements that you can unlock. So if you score a total of 500,000 points, you get the Combat Play badge. You can get the Crosshair badge for kill a total of 100 floor-eating Cybugs. And there's a ton of badges for each game, so it makes you want to play the game more. Like I want to unlock more. With Fix It Felix Jr., I can get the nuts and bolts, get 500,000 points, get crown molding if I complete stage 5. So these little kind of achievements that are pretty cool. So it's a fleshed out. You feel like you're in the movie. You feel like you're in the game. It's got the Facebook tie-in, so you can see how your friends are doing. It's 99 cents. I mean, like I said, it's already. I've already feel fine with the amount of time I spent by the amount of money I spent on it. Mm-hmm. It's already given value in that regard. So Wreck-It Ralph, don't just stop at the movie. Play the game. So
radical.
Yep.
Awesome games. I hope I can only continue the trend.
I have a feeling yours will, because I saw what you were doing.
All right. So we have two great games. This is a third one. And I mean, the second I saw the title on this one, I was like, okay, this is totally a game for me. And it's called Army of Darkness Defense. If you've ever seen any of the Evil Dead series, and in this case,
awesome.
Army of Darkness, you're going to love this game because they actually have all the character, primarily Bruce Campbell, who plays Ash Williams. Oh, yeah. It's his voice throughout. It's all sounds.
He did all the voices?
It's all sounds taken directly from the movie, all music from the movie and everything. And I mean, it's just full of nostalgia for me because that movie, came out quite a while ago. But it's a defense game, like a defense tower-ish kind of game, but it's not like a tower defense necessarily, but it kind of plays like one. So I'll go ahead and show you. I wish I had it on a tablet, but I don't. Here we go. All right, so it's Army of Darkness Defense, and like your game, Ron, there is kind of a bunch of different things that you can try and work up to, like kill 100 deadites with a chainsaw. You get the Bone Saw achievement award and all these different awards, and I think that they're adding more, but I'll go ahead and hop into the game here. And I've already played a little bit through it. Turn up the volume. All right, so here's the upgrade stage. I just recently finished a level, and, of course, you get your coins, and you can kind of upgrade your Ash, so you can give him kind of more power. You can upgrade the power of your chainsaw. You also have all these different troops that you can rope into helping you battle. Peasant, swordsman, spearman, a bunch that I have not unlocked, but they all have different unique features. Obviously, an archer shoots bows and arrows. A peasant is kind of like your pawn, but he swipes at them, with like rakes and stuff. And then you can upgrade elements of your castle. So I've added already some wall archers that'll kind of line the route. And, they'll be up there always shooting arrows from the top there. There's just a bunch of different things that you can kind of build up to. You can buy coins within the app if you want to do the in-app purchase kind of route. I haven't done that. And I just find the game fun to play through anyways, and I'm able to rack up a good amount of coins. And as you play, it kind of drops coins. So here's obviously my equipping stage, right? I have all the different troops that I have. I'm just going to leave it the way it is.
I like the troops in their arms.
They're ready to battle. I can change the different special weapons that I have. This is my boomstick. And then, I also have arrows as well as the Book of the Dead if I want to kind of impose badness from that, I guess. So there's all sound clips from the movie.
I love this movie. This movie is so much fun.
It's actually a pretty easy game. You just do the left and right. When you're close to an enemy, you'll start shooting with your rifle. It'll just start to happen.
Awesome.
And you can kind of see they go down. I have this special boomstick that does a lot more damage. And as this fills up, as my as that guy fills up, I have the capability of adding more of these guys, and they start walking around from the left side of the screen. And I should have done it a long time ago, because the enemies are kind of crawling fast to me. Now, see all of those coins that I can pick up as this is happening. You kind of run the risk of getting swiped at as you do that, though, and your health up there, obviously depletes. There's a Book of Dead that inflicts a lot of potential danger. What you're trying to do is, over here is a book that you're trying to protect. So you don't want anybody to get this far. So you're really just trying to have the right combination of people to stop these bad guys from getting much further. And I don't know, I'm not very far into the game. I'm probably 7 or 8 levels into it, but it's a lot of fun. I love these kind of strategy games, and getting stuck on a level and trying to play it again and see which is the better combination. I'm totally doing bad right now. I have a feeling I'm going to lose this. And eventually you can upgrade this guy so that he creates more ore for you to create your weapons from. But that's kind of it. The nostalgia factor is very high in this game, as you hear. Oh, I lost. I knew that was going to happen. As you hear kind of all the clips, and particularly as you hear Bruce Campbell, because he's just kind of a cult hero. So I'll go ahead and continue. I have all my coins, and then I can, 720. I don't even know if I can really use that to upgrade much. Well, upgrade Spearman. Sure, why not? Upgrade it. And then now I have that. So that's kind of it. If you love the Army of Darkness, if you love Evil Dead, it's just kind of a cool defense strategy game.
It's so odd that, the movie came out in, the late 80s?
I know.
Or, early 90s?
It's a little weird.
Yeah, right?
Totally.
It's good that it's still alive. I love it. I love Bruce Campbell, but
it's weird, but I do know that they're working on an Evil Dead remake right now.
Yeah.
So it's possible that...
That's a terrible hunger for the Necronomicon.
Yes, see. This is all for the movie. I love it. It's possible that they're tying it into that.
Yeah.
So, again, that is Army of Darkness Defense. And it's really easy to play. It's not a complicated game whatsoever as far as the mechanics are concerned. Actually passing levels, though, however, that's a different story. So there you go. Army of Darkness Defense.
Woohoo!
I'm going to turn this down because it's distracting.
Movie games. I like this.
I do too. Yeah. And it was so, we were just all on the same mindset.
Yeah,
they're all quality games.
Yep, totally. So, which is your favorite this week? Is it Angry Birds Star Wars, Wreck-It Ralph, or Army of Darkness Defense? You can place your vote by going to AAApoll.com/85. AAApoll.com/85. Let us know which is your favorite. And early reports are in. I have a feeling
it's close.
This is going to be closed down to the wire, I have a feeling, because all of them appeal kind of differently to different...
Well, yeah, so Army of Darkness, you got your retro nostalgia. Wreck-It Ralph, you got your current box office kind of hit. Star Wars, you got your legacy. You know,
totally.
so
And I mean, early reports are
I think it's going to be Star Wars.
Angry Birds Star Wars is pulling out ahead. I'm really curious to see how this ends up.
Who doesn't love Star Wars?
That's true. I love that you get sounds in all of these from the actual movie too. It just kind of takes you back in that way. Yeah. AAApoll.com/85. That's it.
Cool.
For this episode. I don't want it to end.
I never want it to end. No, don't go. No, I need you.
I don't want it to end.
I know this is. You see, I told you.
I don't know what to do
Let's
now.
just keep talking.
Let's
just keep talking.
I was gonna go through the various stages of denial, anger.
Yeah, anger was a couple weeks ago.
Anger was a couple. Yeah. I mean, what else is there?
Right now we're at the bargaining stage.
Yeah. Listen, if you stay, I won't make a big deal about the arena anymore.
Yeah.
Why don't we just keep talking? You know,
if you stay, whatever app you bring to the arena, you'll win.
You'll win. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll defer to you. I mean, the arena will just be. We'll make the arena Eileen's app recommendation. How's that? There we go. Yeah. How's that? Does that work? All right.
Does that work?
Denial, anger, bargaining. What else? What are the other two steps I'm looking for? The acceptance is the one I want to avoid. What is the fourth one?
Acceptance.
What is the fourth one?
I don't know.
Our all-purpose technical director, Chad,
is spite one?
Typing quickly.
Yeah, the 5 stages.
Passive aggressiveness?
Right.
Well, fine then.
Yeah, I know. If that's
go
what
ahead
you want to
and
do.
leave us for YouTube.
Depression. Depression's the one we're forgetting.
That's after I'm gone.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go out drinking tonight.
Oh,
nice
man, this is a hard one. This has been a really stressful couple weeks.
If you loved us, you would stay.
Oh, here we go.
Guilt.
Guilt is a good one. Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'm busting.
Call me up sometime. You know,
we're just gonna Skype you in when you don't even know it. That's the thing. Like we're gonna be doing the show. Yeah.
Don't answer any phone calls that come in on Tuesday night.
And if you
at 5 o'clock.
if you have a hard time remembering that, you might want to download the "Is It Time for AAA?" app.
I need a widget for that. Yo, hey,
on the lock screen. On the lock
widget
screen.
on the lock screen. I'll put "Is it time for AAA?" and then I'll always remember. Give me that lock screen widget. I'll put it there.
Well, Eileen.
Oh man. Well, it's been great, you guys. It's been one of my favorite. It has been my favorite show to do while I was at TWiT. You know, after TWiT. It has been awesome to start from the ground up and see it evolve, and I know it's only going to get better. So, and you guys all got to witness me being a noob, kind of growing up in the Android world. I'm not looking back.
Long way.
I know. I'm glad I feel like we've fully converted you even before the show started. You know, because you had a phone, you had an iPhone, and you were rocking both for a while.
I mean, I still have an iPad. So
well, so do I.
But no, I'm not looking back, and I'm pure Android, at least on my phone for now. And I think you guys got to see me learn how to root and ROM and all that stuff.
It was great. You grew as a techie.
Yeah, into this whole Android world. So, and I'll be taking it with me along the way. Ironically, it is not my last appearance on TWiT. Can you believe this?
What's your last appearance on TWiT?
On Thursday, Miss Sarah Lane wants me to talk about Android versus iOS.
Oh, there you go.
On her iPad Today show. Nice. So I get to show up one more time.
But why do I get the feeling that you'll be? It's not like you're after that. You'll be back. I mean, you'll come on shows and stuff.
Oh,
like
I'll come back as a guest for sure.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So yeah.
But I mean, as a regular sitting at this table.
Sure.
So
it's gonna be a big chair to fill.
That's true.
Oh, you guys
that
are
is
sweet.
true.
I know.
Well, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. Thank you guys, all the listeners.
Sad that we failed in our 85 episode run and that we never got Andy Rubin in person. Not even on the show. Not even on the show, but at a convention or at Google I/O, just to get the chat. Remember, I was running around looking for him because I wanted to bring it together.
Right.
Yeah,
I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God.
Now we have an insider.
We do, yeah.
But I don't work for Android.
So, but you can see him in the
Google
cafeteria.
is tiny.
It's a small. Yeah,
You'll run into him.
Right? Yeah.
You'll run into him in Mountain View while you're down in LA. In that strange elevator that goes between the two places. Well, you're going to be missed. It will be impossible to fill your shoes. Thank you for
thanks,
guys. Thank you for everything.
On the show. And we'll bring you back as a guest. Just a quick note about kind of going forward. Next week, we're going to have Aaron Newcomb as a guest host. We're going to kind of, through the rest of the year, just kind of bring in some of the hosts that we've had on the show in the past. It'll be me and you, Ron. and we'll just be holding the fort together and kind of figure out exactly where, what we're going to do.
Yes.
So we have time. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I will start cross-dressing for the show. So we at least
that
have
will
that
be
female.
Should I leave you a
presence
scarf?
of note.
Yeah, there you go. Just
or
some sort of,
something?
I'm going to start growing my hair. That's why it's getting a little longer. I'm just trying to fill
Pierce your ears. I'll give you some of my earrings. Yeah, the bangs.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Nothing's wrong
Are
with
you
that.
sure? Are you sure?
can.
People thought you were.
Sometimes I talk. I don't think.
That's
the problem.
I understand. I know that far too well about you. Ron, go ahead and plug.
Yeah, so if you want to hear me not think before I talk, go to about.me/RonXO. You can find links to my Twitter and Google Plus and Facebook and all that stuff. Google Plus, I gotta admit, I've been tinkering with Google Currents, and I asked the folks on Google Plus if they use it. I got a lot of really great feedback, so thank you to everybody who gave me that feedback. That was pretty cool to see the arguments between Google Currents and Flipboard and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so that's all at about.me/RonXO.
Rad and Eileen.
Oh, just find me at about.me/Eileen Rose or on Twitter. I'll be ranting about Twitter Android apps still at Eileen TV. And thank you to all the listeners out there who have, listened to this show and listened to me rant and let me say things that were kind of off the wall or whatever. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the feedback, too. It's been great.
Can you do me one last favor?
Oh, yeah.
Forget the rest of your about.me URL and have Ron complete it?
Oh, why? About.me?
/Eileen TV. Or is it Eileen Rose?
No.
G+.to.
No, that was
G+.to/Eileen Rose.
Well, there we go. I screwed that one up. You can find me at about.me/Jason Howell or on Twitter. I am at Jason Howell. That is it for this week. Leave us a voicemail. Let us know what you're thinking about in the world of Android or Eileen. Voicemail 347-SHOW-AAA. You can find us. You can hit us up on email or a video mail. Send us a link in an email, aaa@twit.tv. You can find the show on Twitter. We are at Android Show. Show notes can always be found at twit.tv/AAA, as well as past episodes. Find those on iTunes, YouTube, all over the internets. And finally, you can catch us live every Tuesday starting at 5 p.m. Pacific at live.twit.tv. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week on another episode of All About Android.
Time to eat meatballs.
Woo!
Slow clap.
Clap, golf clap.
Yeah.
I'm playing, I think.
Oh, there you go.
It's such a wedding song, isn't it?
It is a wedding song. Hence why I love the wedding. And now everybody goes, oh, I love this song, yeah.
You remember? The wedding band played it faster, though.
Oh, it was a wedding band.
Yeah, it was a band.
Oh,
Okay.
that's fun.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Flashbacks to when I DJ'd at a wedding. No.
It's in the middle of the song. No, it's in the middle of the song when it gets to the part, the annoying part.
Oh, we have to get to the annoying part. Okay, here we go.
Can you skip to that part? Or?
Well, I might overshoot it. Here it goes. Here it comes. Ready, everybody?
Look behind us. Good job, Chad. Let's just do this instead of the show.
That Commodore PET is grooving.
Okay,
enough.
I actually love it.
I can't do this anymore.